So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our LeBron Era rebuild series, and today it's going to be the LA Clippers. This Clippers team was not good, to say it nicely. We are led by a 22-year-old Blake Griffin and a 22-year-old Eric Gordon. Of course, at this point in time, the Chris Paul trade had not happened yet. Now, this team won only 32 games this season, and the roster's okay. I will say that. I've already gone over it a little bit, but there definitely needs to be some work done here today. I think bringing in a more veteran-esque presence will certainly help some things out. Obviously, the end goal today is to get a championship. And as is always the case, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I think we only have 4 of these LeBron era rebuilds left to go. I don't know if we'll finish it up next week. It's really all kind of going to depend on how, things play out in terms of the actual NBA offseason. So excited for this one today, man. Let's get into it. All right, let's dive in. Let's go over this roster. Of course, as I touched upon in the intro, this team was not necessarily very good. And I think the majority of the reason for that is because this team is relatively young, and especially when you take a look at our best players. So we'll go position by position, starting out here with the point guard spot. I actually don't hate the options right here. Baron Davis, obviously a veteran option at 31 years old and 80 overall. Eric Bledsoe develops really well. Now, I'm not sure why his contract is so large. I don't think his contract, technically speaking, should be that big, but that's 2K for you. What are you going to do? And then we got Willie Warren here as well. Not really sure what we're going to do with him, but yeah, that's the point guard spot. Obviously, 2 pretty solid options, and then we eventually will sort out who's going to be our starter. We move to the shooting guard spot. Eric Gordon is actually somebody who develops really well in this game. If the numbers appear to be good, the overall continues to progress. Maybe he's my starting shooting guard the entirety of this video. We have a 27-year-old user-created Randy Foye, who's on a 2-year, $8.5 million deal. Now, at a 74 overall, I'm not super excited about that, but if that overall can, I don't know, maybe jump up 1 or 2 and the numbers look good, maybe he stays. Now, the small forward spot, again, user created, but it is Al-Farouq Aminu at 20 years old. We also have Craig Smith, Rasul Butler, Ryan Gomes. I mean, probably not any sort of 3-year starters here, but again, it could be much, much worse. And then we move over to the power forward spot. Blake Griffin, who is already an 85 overall. That might be a little bit shocking to some of you. Now, he did win Rookie of the Year. He was the #1 overall pick in 2009. Didn't play at all throughout the 2009-2010 season due to injury, and then played in 2010-2011, won Rookie of the Year. So, yeah, he's the best player on this team, even as a rookie, and very much looking forward to building around him. Brian Cook here as well. Probably an area we are going to look to upgrade. And then finally, the center spot. This is kind of similar and almost reminding me a decent amount of our point guard spot. Veteran player, 80 overall as our best option. Right behind him, a young 22-year-old DeAndre Jordan. We also have Jaron Collins here as well. So, it's not an awful roster by any means. I do think there definitely needs to be some long-term upgrades. But, as we head into year 1, my one goal is just about flexibility with this roster. Because, again, not really sure what's going on with this Eric Bledsoe contract. Don't think that's 100% accurate, but I'm not going to go in and edit it. It's fine. It is what it is. All right, let's make some trades. Our first trade of today's video is going to come in a deal here with the Philadelphia 76ers. Jaron Collins, Brian Cook, and a 2011 second-round pick all going to Philadelphia for their first-round pick in 2013. It is lottery protected, and Darius Sangalia. Now, I'm not doing this as it's some sort of major upgrade behind Blake Griffin, because both Cook and Sangalia are both 73 overalls. The real reason I'm doing this is for the draft pick, and then, of course, with the player Darius Sangalia being on a multi-year deal. Oh, wait, no, he's expired. I'm doing this for the draft pick. All right, welcome to the team. Again, and not really a reliable long-term backup power forward option, but for 1 year, it's fine. And again, getting the draft pick is really the biggest win here for us. So outside of that, I did consider a center trade because I want DeAndre Jordan to progress as much and as fast as I possibly can. Now, unfortunately for me, he's expiring. So I don't know what's going to happen. I've had DeAndre Jordan in a lot of these rebuilds. His morale always ends up somehow being really, really bad, no matter what you do with him, what the team is, who the coach is, doesn't matter. So given that factor and that he's an expiring contract who I likely will not have restricted rights on because he was a second-round pick, I'm going to keep him here and Chris Kaman just as a kind of insurance policy. So that's my thought process there. I do want to figure out the backup small forward spot. Craig Smith, Butler are both fine players, but, prefer to have somebody on a multi-year option and a multi-year contract if possible. So let's just take a glance, see if there's any, shooting guard / small forwards that, of course, are on multi-year deals. Damari Carroll's only 24. Definitely should have some team control. Yeah, he does. And we're getting a first-round pick here from Memphis. All right, we're going a little bit down in the overall department, but I think that's worth it, again, just for the draft pick. All right, that's going to cap off all the trades before I can't fucking speak. Before we kick off season number 1, let's set this rotation. Ready to go here in Los Angeles. I have set this 10-man rotation the way I think it'll work best, and I'm pretty excited to see how this team kind of pans out. Year number 1, Baron Davis, Eric Gordon, Al-Farouq Aminu, Blake Griffin, and Chris Kaman. Now, at the point guard and center spot specifically, we decided to go with the veteran players for a couple reasons. Obviously, we just discussed what my plan is at center. I think if we have DeAndre Jordan on this team in next year and the year after that, I think he's obviously going to be the starter. But for now, when we don't know what his future looks like, I'd rather keep him on the bench and then maybe get him back for a little bit of a cheaper contract than what we would have if we put up better numbers as a starter. So that's my thought process there. Bledsoe will likely be the starting point guard next season, but for now, he'll be my 6th man. Of course, DJ will be the backup 5. Randy Foye in here, Damari Carroll, and finally, Darius Sangalia. So, the bottom of the bench could certainly use some upgrades, but as of now, I think this team's pretty solid. Are we a playoff team? I don't know if that's quite the case. Hell, this was a 32-win team in real life, so we will obviously find out together at the end of year number 1. The first season ends and we were pretty mediocre. Kind of what I thought we were going to be. 39-43 is the final record. I don't think that's, a crazy shock to anybody here. Now, LeBron James, Blake Griffin does win Rookie of the Year. He pretty much always does here. In year number 1, you got Manu Ginobili, Andrew Bogut, DeMar DeRozan, and then Phil Jackson, 68 wins in Los Angeles. So you can see right there, we are not in the playoffs, unfortunately. We just missed out, so, here's to hoping we get a little bit lucky in the lottery. And then here is a look at the Eastern Conference. Okay, the numbers here real quick. Let's talk about them. Blake Griffin did lead us in scoring. Eric Gordon, as I mentioned, does end up developing pretty well. Chris Kaman, it's going to be hard to move on from Chris Kaman. I think especially if I am, not able to get DJ back, maybe he's my guy the entire video because numbers are pretty good. Eric Bledsoe is a 6th man off the bench. Certainly looks like he's deserving of a starting role. Baron Davis, Aminu, Foye, DJ, who is unsettled. God, this dude is always so mad. I don't know what it is about one of his tendencies. Blake also led us in rebounds. Assists going to be Baron Davis. So no playoffs for us here in year 1. Hopefully that is the only time I have to say that. And we are going to see the Chicago Bulls and Derrick Rose. Oh, man, such a what if. Win it all in year 1. Okay, any retirements here for our Clippers? No. We are going to enter the lottery. We should have, the last pick in the lottery. And then the Minnesota pick. That's an interesting one. I don't know if we're actually supposed to have that. It's very, very interesting. Well, we don't actually have it anyways. It says that they have their own pick at number 3. We're chilling right there at number 14. That's cool. Vinny Del Negro, our head coach right now. Honestly, the ratings aren't great. The potential's certainly strong. I'm not completely sold on him long-term, but I don't think we had a bad enough first season for me to fire him. So, Vinny's cool for now. I'm not committing to him for the 3rd and final season, but for year 2, he can stay on as our head coach. Okay, we have the 14th overall pick. Also have 21 from Houston in round 2. I never, literally, seriously, nothing. God, this game is so annoying when it comes to 2nd round picks. I'll draft somebody at number 14. Again, the lower end of our bench could certainly use a little bit of a retool. Ooh, what a guy like Tristan Thompson is sitting here right now. I saw Tobias Harris as well. Maybe that would have been a better pick given our positions of need, but yeah, Tristan Thompson, not a guy I've really ever gotten. Seriously, I can't move this pick. Nobody wants it. Nothing. All right, well, we're going to draft somebody in round number 2. I'm not moving off of a 1st just to get rid of a 2nd. That's just the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life. Who is a cool name? Gus Lloyd, Peter Manning, Jackson James Jr., any relation to my glorious king, Edgar Hughes, okay, Herman Canady, Tyson Cummings, Stockton, Homer Hicks, Eugene Gray. Okay, we're getting some pretty cool names in here. Yep, Cecil. I'm not obviously going to sign him. He's a 67 overall, but excited to get nope, I'm good. Excited to have Thompson here at a 76 overall. All right, Eric Gordon, Damari Carroll, both going to be brought back. Qualifying offers. Oh, we do have a qualifying on DJ. Why do we have a qualifying on DJ? He's a 2nd round pick. Don't think that should be the case, but then again, Eric Bledsoe's contract is wildly fucked up as well. We're just chilling for now. We do not have bird rights on DJ, but again, we will be able to match pretty much whatever he does get. We're working with pretty much nothing in the cap space department, so I think at this point it is time to make at least one major upgrade. Where that's going to be, I'm not 100% solidified really anywhere, but I definitely think a move is necessary. At this point, I've tried to trade for approximately, 4 or 5 different shooting guard / small forward options, and none of them were really going through. There's also just not a lot of options that I can actually trade for, so I don't like being super repetitive, you guys know that. Okay, we're going to try to swing a deal here with the defending champion Chicago Bulls. See if we can pick up Luol Deng. Ultimately, he's not going to, I guess, cost me nearly as much in a trade, and he does end up developing pretty well. So Chris Kaman was really solid for us in the 1 year he was here, but ultimately it is time to make an upgrade somewhere, and I am pretty comfortable with DeAndre Jordan being my center moving forward. So I wouldn't love including Damari Carroll in this deal, but ultimately we're going to be set with Al-Farouq Aminu, or user-created Al-Farouq Aminu, backing up Luol Deng. So if I can get this done without giving up a lot in terms of value, I'd be pretty excited about that. I mean, just, okay, thank you very much, Chicago. All right, welcome to the team, Luol Deng. Now, does that leave me with a point guard, I don't want to say issue, but a little bit of a situation? Because I think Bledsoe will develop to an overall that is likely surpassed Baron Davis by the time year 2 kicks off. I'm not saying Baron Davis has to go. He has multiple years remaining, but I do expect a little bit of regression there. So that's where I get a little bit nervous. I wouldn't mind trying to find somebody who's a little bit more of a long-term option backing up Bledsoe. So let's just see what we could get for Davis. I mean, if there's an elite backup power forward or a younger backup point guard that, again, it's not going to cost me a lot, I may be willing to do it. Calderon, Isaiah Thomas, Greg Monroe. Yeah, if Dragic didn't expire, and I know he does, and then he's impossible to re-sign, I would certainly take that, but I can't trade him for Boris fucking Diaw. All right, I guess we'll hang on to Davis for one more year, and then come next offseason, we'll assess that. All right, Randy Foye, I'd certainly like to find an upgrade there. I think that kind of goes without being said. I don't have to, but if there's something on the board, I will take it. Let's just see. No, nothing really. Okay, I guess we'll just hang on to him and let him chill for now. Who is this? Francesco Garcia. What are his numbers looking like? That doesn't get me very excited. All right, fuck it. Randy Foye's expiring. I can live with it, though. At this point, I need to find myself a backup power forward, then obviously go ahead and re-sign DeAndre Jordan. Glenn Big Baby Davis, welcome to Los Angeles. Then we'll wait on whatever... Wait, did that say renounce? No, do not renounce DJ. DJ's going to go to the Trailblazers. I'm actually going to hold off on this just to make sure. 3 years, roughly $20 million. That's pretty much nothing. And we can luckily still get Glenn Davis. Okay, I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. Second season for us here in Los Angeles. The starting 5 is looking a little bit different from last season, and I'm really excited about that because I think we got a little bit younger, and I think we definitely got a little bit better. Eric Bledsoe, Eric Gordon going to be our backcourt. Of course, we made the trade with Chicago for Luol Deng. Still got Blake Griffin here at my 4, and of course, re-signed DeAndre Jordan, elevated him to the starting center spot. Bench unit, Al-Farouq Aminu now slides into a 6-man role. Baron Davis regressed a little bit, as I expected. It's not really the end of the world. It's a little unfortunate, but is what it is. Glenn Davis is going to be the backup power forward. Tristan Thompson, of course, we drafted. And then finally, Randy Foye rounding out the 10-man rotation. All right, could this be the final year of Vinny here in Los Angeles? We will find that out together. Very much going to depend on how this team does. And I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. Now, the other team in Los Angeles may have the MVP, but I think we have the best record in basketball. 69-13. That is how year 2 wraps up. I think it is a safe assumption it's the best record. Let's all hope together. I have no idea how this team won 69 games. First of all, nice. Shocking. I did not think this team was anything close to, damn near 70 wins. But they obviously were. Time to find out if it was a real season or not. Kobe Bryant going to be your MVP. Kyrie, he's in Toronto. Mo Williams, 6-man. Bogut wins. Depoy. Rayford Alston, most improved. And Vinny, our guy, is your coach of the year. Let's see what's going to end up happening here in terms of the standings. We are the 1 seed, and oh my God. When people say Leastern Conference, this is what they're talking about, my friends. Okay, here are the numbers. Blake Griffin did not lead us in scoring. It's actually Eric Bledsoe, who was due for a big fat contract this offseason, and oh boy, did he play like he knew that was coming. Blake Griffin was our number 2 option here. Luol Deng, Bledsoe, Davis, Aminu, also Davis, DJ Foye, and then Thompson. Is DJ pissed? No, for the first time ever, DeAndre Jordan is not angry in one of my videos. All right, it is the Utah Jazz here in round 1. Darren Williams, got Alec Burks, Gordon Hayward, Millsap, Jefferson, Thaddeus Young, Jonas Jerebko, Celtics legend. Okay, round 1. Quick 2-0 lead for us here. Make that 3-0. Make that a clean sweep of the Jazz. Now it is a battle of Los Angeles. Kobe Bryant coming off an MVP season at age 33. Pau Gasol still here. Andrew Bynum as well. This is a solid squad. They definitely have the best player in the series. I'm certainly not going to deny that. They probably have the best 2 players in the series. But we're up 3-1. And oh, fuck. I literally never want to see the Thunder. It doesn't matter what era I'm rebuilding. It's just always a world-class pain just to run into the Thunder. I don't think, again, we're not better than them. We're 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2, and we're in the finals. not only that, we're taking on the defending champs, who, of course, we made a big blockbuster trade with to acquire Luol Deng. They have Chris Kaman coming off the bench as a sixth man. I don't know. Again, they definitely have the best player. I'm not going to sit here and deny. Okay, we're getting our teeth kicked in here. Oh, my God. All right. Out of curiosity, I do want to look at the final stats. I want to see who was really built for the moment here. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not a great series for Blake. I understand he's still pretty young. Not a great series for Deng. I mean, what did he actually average in the regular season? Well, he was 5 more points a game, basically. I know DJ's never going to be an elite scorer, but I need more than 4 points a game and 42% from the field when you're fucking 7 feet tall. Okay, that's fine. It was a pretty good season. I think that, again, kind of goes without being said. I don't know if that was, our ceiling. Could this team have been a championship team? I'd like to think yes, but it's fine. It is what it is. I still don't know if I have that Minnesota Timberwolves pick. I did a little research. I couldn't find anything. I might just keep it. It's at number 9. Like, the Timberwolves have the number 1 overall pick already. I'm not going to lose sleep over this. So I'm going to keep the pick. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize. Goodbye. I mean, Vinny was fine. He did a pretty good job, obviously, getting to the finals. But I think we just need a coach who has higher ratings to kind of get us over the top. So, could that be Jacob Underwood? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the coaching options. Oh, well, Phil Jackson, I would certainly have some interest in bringing in. I don't know if he's going to want to come here, but if he's willing to, I'd certainly do it. Mike D'Antoni, probably not. Oh, my God. What are these coaching options here when you really think about it? Dion Park, I guess, is not another bad option, but obviously Phil's my number 1 priority. And we get Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson staying in Los Angeles, I guess, just going to the other team. Okay, it is now time for the 2012 NBA draft. Of course, we got, I don't want to say super lucky with this Minnesota pick. I have no idea what trade it dates back to, but it's a nice pick. Ooh, Drummond sitting here. All right, I'm going to take Drummond. I see Chris Middleton is certainly here. Draymond Green also here. Well, Draymond actually... I'm just looking at the overall thing right now. Draymond makes more sense. He definitely does. I think when I think about it like this, I think Drummond actually probably has more trade value, but I don't know. John Dunleavy. I'm just trying to see if there's a real person here. There's not. Jamal Barnes. Sure. At least he was a C- overall. 77 and 69 overall. Aminu going to be brought back. Now it's time to decide, do we need one other kind of major-ish upgrade? We don't have bird rights on Gordon, unfortunately. The game is maybe not going to let me re-sign him. We obviously have his restricted rights, but yeah, we'll be able to match whatever he gets. I have to decide if I need another major upgrade. This team won damn near 70 games, made it all the way to the finals, but we're not in this to get to the finals. We're in this to win the fucking finals. We're going to work on a trade here with the Memphis Grizzlies and see if we can pick up Mike Conley. Now, when I'm thinking about this logistically, my head tells me that Eric Bledsoe is going to continue to develop, and we really don't need an upgrade at the point guard spot. But who else am I upgrading here? I mean, Eric Gordon's been really good. Deng has been really solid, and he's going to continue to develop. And then our front court is really kind of doing their thing. I mean, DJ was a little disappointing at the end, but I expect he's not really been the problem here. And I'm not saying Eric Bledsoe's been the problem at all, but I think if I'm going to upgrade anywhere, it's probably this point guard spot. Bledsoe would still be here. He's just going to be in a 6-man role now. So him and Conley are going to be my 2 point guard options. We will need to figure out a new backup shooting guard. It's likely going to require me to trade Glenn Davis, which, again, I'm not terribly worried about. We are going to, well, I actually won't renounce the rights on Foy. Eric Gordon, hopefully going to accept a deal at some point. He's going to go to the Cavaliers. We're going to match that. Okay, and then we take a look at the shooting guard options. It's going to let me bring back Randy Foy. I mean, is there any way to maybe trade Glenn Davis for somebody who's a little bit better? I mean, we still have a little bit of money, so, I mean, let's just see. I mean, we look at point guard / shooting guard making like $3.5 million. It's probably not a pretty big list. What are my options here? That's not happening. Nope, not happening. Drew, Ty Lawson. How about Avery Bradley or user-created Avery Bradley? I'd definitely be interested in that. We can send Glenn Davis back to the Celtics, and then I have 3 firsts. It's probably going to take all of them, but it's the final season. All right, let's see how this thing goes. Obviously made some upgrades. I think we're pretty strong at every single position, and yeah, last year won damn near 70 games, got our ass kicked in the finals, and year 3 we're going to be even better. Final season here with the Clippers. After a heartbreaking end to what was a really, really fun season, we decided to reload a little bit this offseason, bringing in Mike Conley to join Eric Gordon in our backcourt. Of course, still have Luol Deng, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, who, of course, continues to develop. Bench unit also sees some upgrades. Eric Bledsoe now sliding into a 6-man role. Of course, traded for Avery Bradley, or, user-created Avery Bradley, who was a fucking demon back in the day. Go watch his highlights if you don't know. Al-Farouq Aminu, Tristan Thompson, and then Draymond Green. Yeah, I mean, it feels weird seeing Draymond only play 10 minutes a night, but I don't really know why I'd play him more than that, considering what the rest of this team does look like. So, biggest upgrades, probably the head coach. Phil Jackson, of course, one of the greatest to ever do it. is now here leading the charge. All right, man. See you guys at the end of the final regular season. That is certainly one way to cap off the final regular season. Not only does Blake Griffin win an MVP, but he leads us to the greatest season in the history of basketball. 75-7. I didn't think we were that good, but we were. Anthony Davis, he's in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, again, we had their draft pick. I'm not feeling bad about it. We got Draymond Green, who, albeit it's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he was playing 10 minutes a night. Minnesota ended up with #1 overall and also a future first ballot Hall of Famer, so we're good. Kenneth Faried, going to be your sixth man. Dwight Howard wins D-Point. Jimmy Buckets, most improved. Phil Jackson, obviously our first-time head coach, is your coach of the year. Okay, not a surprise. We are the 1 seed again. I've given this same speech so many times, but thank God they got away. You know, from what is wrong with this conference? Relegate the Eastern Conference, or like send out half the teams from the West and half the teams from the East and just fucking flip-flop them, because oh my God. All right, Blake Griffin, Eric Gordon, Luol Deng, Mike Conley, Bledsoe. I mean, it's all good to me. I mean, we have a really good team. Like, I mean, a lot of depth, just elite players all around. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves in round 1. Oh boy, this would be terrifying. Now, I know they're both still real. Oh my God, I didn't even see Klay Thompson here. Wow, and then Johnny Flynn, who is most notably known for not much besides being drafted ahead of Steph Curry. Okay, we do sweep them. Moving on to the second round, it is the Sacramento Kings with Marcus Banks, Tyreke Evans, who was a bucket back in the day, Kawhi Leonard, Elton Brand, Boogie Cousins. That's a solid squad there. I certainly don't want to just, okay, shit. I don't want to just dismiss the Kings. I was, really? 2K. Thank you. Thank you. Battle of Los Angeles here in the Western Conference Finals. Of course, Lakers still got Kobe and Pau. We got their head coach, though, and of course, they're probably looking for a little revenge after we beat them last year. But we take the first 2 on our home floor and win Game 3. Oh, boy. We win in 5. And thank God it is the Pistons. I don't mean thank God because they're ass. Well, I just think we're so much better, and honestly, I didn't want to play the Bulls or anybody like that. But this conference, the winner won like 49 games anyways. I don't really know what I'm worried about there. Okay, we cap it off with the Blake Griffin Finals MVP. Man, I wish I could have seen Blake get a ring. He came pretty close. He was obviously with my Celtics the year he retired, and that was 23. Of course, they won in 24. And it took a while. Took till the final season, but DeAndre Jordan finally got his period, and he is pissed off. Nonetheless, we're capping it off with a championship. Nobody in these videos is more moody than DeAndre Jordan, who's won a championship, and the guy's in his feelings. Nonetheless, really enjoyed this one. I hope you guys did as well. As I mentioned, we only have 4 of these to go. I don't know if they'll all be done next week. Again, it's going to really depend on what's actually going on in the NBA. By the time you are... Actually, I'm recording this Thursday. You're seeing it Friday, so I don't know if the NBA Finals are over yet. Are we getting a Game 7? I have no idea. If we don't get a Game 7, then I think Monday is likely going to be a Pacers rebuild. Tuesday will probably be a Thunder rebuild, but that's just kind of what's in my head right now. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.